Hi ladies, my name is Sarah and I'm the owner of The Petal Company, a flower shop in downtown Otsego. And today I'm going to help you create your very own festive pumpkin bowl with fresh flowers. What I love about doing arrangements and working with fresh flowers is that you get to be creative. There is no wrong way to create your arrangement. So I will have several different tools in your box for you. There will be pumpkins, foam, tape, some clippers, some knives, lots of fresh flowers, and a bow for you. Now let's get started. We're gonna get started on making our fresh flower planter. So in your package you will have, each of you will have your own very nice pumpkin bowl. It's made out of ceramic, so you'll wanna be careful with that. You can use this for a candy dish later on once your flowers have died. So that's nice that you can continue using this bowl after. So the first thing we're going to do is we're gonna start by making this top supported by some picks so that it can go onto our arrangement, because we want to make sure that this is included in it, especially if you're giving this as a gift to somebody. So the first thing you'll do is you'll take the wire and you'll wrap it around the end of your pick. This just provides a little bit extra support and a little bit more texture, so it grabs on a little bit better. Then you will grab your glue gun and be generous with the glue. You're going to put some glue in the bottom and kind of along the side. And you're gonna glue that pick in, making sure it's touching the side, making sure it's touching the bottom with that glue. Then the next one, you're gonna wrap that wire around just to give it more texture so that it holds on nice and tight. So you can see I can just wrap it around so you're not seeing that anymore. Again, being generous with your glue, putting it up onto the side. And then you'll put your last pick in there. So this is kind of what you want it to look like. They're about 1.5 inches apart on here, and this is just to help it be supported in your arrangement, and I'll show you how to do that shortly. While this is drying, we are going to work on getting this prepped for our flowers and for our top. So to keep this base ready to go, you each have a piece of foam that looks like this. You'll want to soak this in water. This is Oasis Floral Foam. This is for fresh flowers. And you'll want to soak this in water. You can soak it in a sink or a bowl for approximately 3 to 5 minutes. That will soak this entire thing. As you can see, it's not going to fit in perfectly. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this knife and kind of shave off all of these corners. Then your foam fits in there much nicer. Don't worry if it's not on the sides. You actually kind of want to move it to one side so you have one big space over here. This is where our top is going to lay. So we don't need this floral foam for the fresh flowers where the top is laying. The next thing you'll do to secure this is we have some waterproof tape in your kit. So you will put this on here across. Let's start the new piece. Now this is waterproof. It doesn't stick real well to water, so if you notice it's not sticking, dry off your pumpkin and kind of restart, because this is really important to make sure that your fresh flowers don't fall out. So you will do just across the middle and then across the middle again. And then we're going to take 4 small pieces and just stick that over top of this. It's just adding some extra support here to help hold our fresh flowers in. And don't worry, we will cover this up with greens so you won't be able to see it, but that just again holds that foam in there nice and tightly. All right, so now we are ready for our top to go on. You'll just want to check and make sure your glue is dried and that that's secure. These should be nice and secure now. So when you put this on, you will put it on to be about halfway across, like this. And you can adjust this, so I have this up a little bit more so you can stick more blooms in it. You can also move it back this way so it's a little bit flatter on the bowl, as you can see kind of from the front. And now we're going to fill our bowl with fresh flowers and fresh greens. So the first thing that you start with, and you'll find this in your bucket, is it's called leather leaf, and this looks like a fern. You'll use your clippers to cut off a few pieces. I usually like to cut right above those doubles, and then you're going to stick your greens in. So you can, there is no right way to do this. It is just you being creative. It doesn't have to be perfect. What we're doing is we're just creating a base for our fresh flowers to go in here, and to also cover up some of this foam and give us a better transition. And so each piece you can use several different times. You can see that, like this piece, I just pull off a couple so I have something to stick into. Cut this off of the main stem, pull off a couple, stick that in. You just want to add just a few of these just to make sure that you're covering up all of that green foam. Don't be afraid to put it in the middle, along the bottom, in the cracks, just to make sure that it's all covered. All right, so as you can see, I have all my greens in there. You can use extra greens as much as you would like to. It's totally up to you. The next thing that you start with is the item or the flower that you want to kind of be your focal point, which we will, you can choose, there's a variety of flowers in there. But I'm going to choose this rose. You can always pick off the outside petals of a rose if you feel that it makes it look a little bit more fresher. So you can see some of these were just a little bit beat up from transportation. And you just simply stick that in there. Carnations are a nice one to use as well. They just give it a nice fall color, especially these ones. These are orange daisies. These have been a favorite this year for us here at the shop. So this is where you really get to be creative. Just stick the flowers wherever you think that you need to, wherever you feel that there might be a little bit of a hole, and you get to just be creative and play. There is also, you can use, these are mini carnations. Those are just a nice bit of color. Hypercurium berries, those are also a nice way just to add a little bit of color to your arrangement, especially during the Christmas time, Christmas season. Also, you guys can use fillers, which you'll find in the bucket. This is Solidago. This is an option. You don't have to use the whole branch. If you just take off a small piece like this, cut it to where it's appropriate, and stick it in there, just adds another flare of color as well. Each of you have a ribbon in your package for you. These are, again, on picks, and they are just looped ribbons. So when you go to adjust it, just hold the wire that's securing it, and you can pull on this and adjust it. Just make sure it looks nice and fluffy after it's been transported. Sometimes they get a little bit crushed. These are wired ribbons, so they are easy to move around. And then this can go wherever you find appropriate in your arrangement. I usually like to stick it on the side or the front. That just sneaks right into that foam, just like your flowers did. There is also some extra pieces as well. We have some cattails that you can stick in there. There is some wheatgrass that you can add a little bit more texture. There is sticks that you can use. You can cut these nice and short and stick those in there. Just again, adds just a little bit more texture to your arrangement. So, you guys can keep going as much as you'd like to. Fill these how you would like until they look like they are nice and full. And then these are ready to go. It's a nice gift to bring to somebody during the holidays, or just for you to create for your own table. And like I said, when you're all done, when your flowers die, you can take these flowers out. You can take the foam out, wash it out, and then this can be used as a candy jar for many years to come, or you can keep refilling it with flowers. I do suggest that you continue to add water to this. Every 1 to 3 days, otherwise your flowers will die quicker, just because that is foam. It does have a floral food in it, but the foam does absorb water and doesn't give as much to the flowers if you don't continue to water your flowers. So I look forward to seeing all of your pictures and seeing your amazing arrangements so you guys can just continue to create. Ladies, it was so fun creating with you today. I am so glad that you were able to have this opportunity to create your own pumpkin bowl arrangement. What a fun thing to do during this season. Keep creating. There's no wrong way to do an arrangement, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend.